What's going on, guys? I'm Ed. Welcome back to the garage. This is our Audi R8 that you've probably met before, and if you haven't met, I can sum it up pretty quickly. This car is really sweet until you get to the point where it looks less sweet, and the reason it looks like that is because it has frame damage. And frame damage needs to be repaired by a welder. You're not looking at the welder. We need to go find somebody who welds, and as long as the car is on jack stands without wheels, it cannot be taken to the said welder person that can fix this. Now, in order to get this vehicle to where it needs to be, we need to remove this rear bumper so that we have unlimited access to the region that needs to be welded. So let's go ahead, remove the other rear wheel, remove the bumper, exposing what's an allegedly really sweet titanium Valvetronic exhaust system so that we can move forward with getting this car out of my garage and into the hands of the person who's gonna save that little problem right there. Yikes. Well, we got the rear bumper off. I don't know if it helps us at all in terms of fixing the frame damage, but what I do know is that the old bumper is destroyed and the new bumper that's coming is black or gray. So it will have to be sanded, primed, and painted, as well as all the electronics that are in the old bumper have to be disassembled and placed into the new bumper. That really includes parking sensors, backup camera, and the license plate illuminators. You saw how much of a struggle that was for me to get off as a one-man band. I can't imagine putting that bumper back on after it's been perfectly painted. So we're all set now. We can put the wheels back on the vehicle because this is not the garage where the welding will take place. We have to load this thing up on a trailer, get it over to the garage, and then have somebody weld it. Of course, I don't have a welder lined up, I don't have the garage lined up, and I don't have transportation for this lined up either. So I'll do that off camera so that it's a nice, easy transition starting in 3, 2, 1. Change of plans. I know I just said we were going to assemble the vehicle and take it somewhere to get welded, but a very good friend of mine, who you'll meet in a few moments, just let me know that he can weld this vehicle right here in the garage. We just have to bring a welder, the actual welding machine, not the person. Well, the person also has to come here too, to fix this car right as it sits in the garage. All I have to do now is disassemble all of the suspension components to give him excellent access to the area that needs to be welded. And we can go ahead and do that and redo the whole 3, 2, 1, go thing. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, guys, we're making lots of progress here. You can see all of the suspension components have been removed, at least everything that's in our way. If you take a closer look, what you'll see is on the right side of this frame rail, there's a crack right through about 1.5 inches from the end of it. And on the left side of the frame rail, or the cross member, you can see the welds straight up failed. So I'm gonna work on getting this cross member out, cleaning up each end so we can welcome in the new piece that just came in the mail. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is the new piece here. You can see it's not broken. It does have an Audi stamp on it, although it's black and ours is raw aluminum. I'm pretty sure the Lamborghini Gallardo, which of course shares most of the same platform with this car, does have the black cross member. So this must be just a universal piece that could be used, or is at least prepared to be used on the Gallardo. Now we have a number of things that we need to do here. The first is I need to get out the old cross member, clean up both sides of the frame so that this piece will fit right in and we can weld it. Of course, it being black, it can't be welded like this. I'm gonna have to put it in the media blaster and get rid of all the black. And of course, I want it to match our car anyway, so I don't want it to be black. So let's media blast this, let's prep the frame, and then hopefully our welder will be here. So guys, I got a little sick last week and had to delay this entire build by 7 to 10 days, but we're back. The piece is media blasted and ready for welding. The same can be said about the frame of our car. The only unfortunate part is I have no idea how to weld aluminum. I don't know how to weld really anything for that matter. And that's why I have to introduce to the channel somebody new, somebody who knows what the heck they're doing, and somebody who can take this car to the next level. Well, folks, I didn't introduce you to Vinny in the beginning because I figured the best way to introduce the sickest welder around was to show you Vinny being the sickest welder around. So, Vin, thank you so much. Head over to VCMetalWorks on Instagram to check out more of his work because it's unreal. So, Vinny, thanks, buddy.
No problem, pal.
It's a wrap. Microphone's on a 3/4 inch fringe. Well, for a guy that just saved our project and turned a $50,000 paperweight into a $50,000 potentially drivable paperweight, he's a pretty modest guy. So be sure to check out VCMetalWorks for all the updates taking place on his side of things. But guys, this is probably the biggest moment in this car's history, at least in recent time, because this thing was totaled and ready for the junkyard. And because of what Vinny was able to do today, we are gonna get this thing back on the road. I have 100 different parts to open up, different boxes, things that I was not interested in up until right now because I was so concerned with getting this frame rail back into the frame. But Vinny made it happen, and now we can focus back on all the things that I know how to do, like get this car back together, get all the suspension back together, take this car on its first test drive, get it out of the way so that we can paint and prep all of the components that are so obviously missing from this vehicle right now, like the upper and lower quarter panels, the side blades, the rear bumper, 1,000 other pieces, all boxed up on the other side of the garage, ready and waiting for us to assemble our Audi R8. So guys, be sure to subscribe to Ed Gasket if you want to follow this build to completion. Check out Ed Gasket Garage on Instagram for updates on the build, and hit up Ed Gasket Garage for cool shirts because there are a few left and you should buy one. Help fund Vinny's work because Vinny doesn't get paid enough for what he does. Well, I mean, Vinny probably makes a lot of money, but I probably didn't pay Vinny enough money for what he did. Guys, go to Instagram, check out Vinny's page, check out my page, subscribe to Ed Gasket, and between now and our next video, if you need us, we'll be right here in the garage.